day everyone, I am Pusparani Anapampansova. Today I would like to introduce about Monty's UUM, which is food and beverages. So this business located at Varsity Mall, University Uttara Malaysia UUM. It was established in October 2024. Monty's UUM is actually an extension of M Coffee, which is many of you might already know. We started this new outlet because M Coffee had limited space and we want to offer more food choices to our customer. Like many businesses in university, our biggest challenge is during the semester break. When students leave, our sales drop a lot. To solve this problem, we took two steps, which is we use rental discounts during quiet period to reduce our costs. Second is we also expand our product supply to nearby areas to reach more customer outside the campus. One of our biggest strengths is that we offer unique food and drinks that are not easily found elsewhere in UM. This gives us an advantage because we have very few direct competitors. In conclusion, Monty's UUM is a growing business that started to meet the demand for more food options at UUM. We are we are working hard to overcome our challenges and continue offering delicious and unique products to our customers.
Hi, my name is Nur Shakila bint Abdurrahim and my metric number is 294270. Right now, I will explain about the risk identifications that faced by Monty's Cafe. The first risk is seasonal sales fluctuations. Basically, the sales drop significantly up to 90% during semester breaks. Next, dependence on student populations. Business heavily relies on student traffic, dropped by 30 to 40% during some of the students are doing internships and while waiting for new intake students. The third risk is logistical challenge for deliveries. Delivering to external areas like Alustar, Jitra, Changlun, and Perlis adds complexity. Next, the fourth risk is perishable inventory. Pastries and cakes have short shelf life, risk of wastage. Next, the risk number 5, no immediate competition. Basically, lack of competition now, but later could become complicated and unprepared for the future. Next, raw material price fluctuations. Changing price of ingredients could affect margins. The seventh risk is supplier reliability. Dependence on direct factory for raw materials will make the supply chain disruption risk. Next, limited product range. If customers lose interest in current offerings, there may be no alternatives to retain them. Second last is equipment breakdown. Failure to essential equipment like ovens or chillers can halt productions. Lastly is cash flow issues. Irregular income during low periods may affect the ability to pay rent, staff, or suppliers. Next, I will explain about risk analysis techniques. The first technique is trend analysis or historical data analysis. You need to examine past sales patterns to predict future drops and plan accordingly. Next is dependency analysis, is to identify and evaluate the extent of reliance on a single customer segment. The third technique is process mapping or operational risk assessment, is to analyze steps and potential failure points in the delivery process. The fourth risk techniques is inventory turnover analysis. This is to monitor inventory aging and turnover rate to optimize stock controls. The fifth risk technique is pest analysis or market monitoring. This is to regularly scan external environment for potential new competitors. Next technique is sensitivity analysis, to assess how different raw material cost scenarios impact overall profitability. The seventh risk techniques is supply chain risk assessment. This is to identify vulnerabilities in sourcing and evaluate supplier performance. Next risk techniques is product life cycle analysis. This is to evaluate which products are growing, maturing, or declining in popularity. Second last technique is customer feedback and market surveys. This is to know interrupt operation that can damage brand reliability. And the last one is cash flow issues. This is to identify periods of surplus and deficit and helps predict when cash shortage may occur. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. My name is Nura Aina Irina bintu Ada Halim and my metric number is 294463. Now, I would like to present about the risk impacts on Monty's Cafe goals and objectives. So, this cafe's main objective include maintaining consistent revenue, ensuring high product quality, and growing a stable customer base, mainly targeting students at UUM. However, the top risks directly jeopardize these goals. For example, the sharp drop in sales during semester breaks and internships, which is up to 90% revenue loss, has a significant impact on business continuity. This affects their goal of maintaining steady income. Another critical risk is that is the limited customer segment. Since the target market is mostly students, the business is highly exposed to the fluctuations in student population. This affects their ability to grow sustainably. Additionally, while food quality has not been an issue so far, any disruption in the supply chain or failure to follow the SOPs could damage the brand's reputation and compromise their food safety. In summary, the key risks not only reduce short-term profitability, but it also challenge the business ability to meet its long-term objectives. Therefore, risk management is essential to protect and align these goals moving forward. Next, I would like to explain about the risk appetite of Monty's Cafe, which is located in UUM. Based on our interview, the business owner shows a moderate level of risk appetite. This means they are willing to accept certain types of risk, but not that could threaten the survival of the business. For example, the owner accepts moderate risks such as fluctuations in raw material prices. To manage this, they deal directly with large suppliers who provide stable prices and advance notice of any changes. This shows calculated risk-taking approach. And on the other hand, the owner actively avoids higher impacts risks like food quality issues or customer safety. They follow strict SOPs and use licensed factory-made products and only restock fresh frozen items. This shows low tolerance for risks that could harm reputation or lead to legal problems. Additionally, to respond to losses during semester breaks, the owner diversified by becoming a pastry supplier to other cafes. This strategy reflects proactive risk management, aligning with their appetite to explore new opportunities while controlling core risks. In conclusion, the business risk appetite is balanced. They manage some risks to enable growth, but avoid the risks that could compromise their core operations or customers' trust.
Good day, everyone. I'm Honorable Dr. of Parmesh Paran. My metric number is 294294, and I'll be presenting the risk assessment for Monty. In this part of our project, we identified key business risks through an interview with the owner, and we evaluated their likelihood and impact using risk metrics. So let's begin with the most critical risk. First, drop in sales during semester breaks. This is Monty's highest risk with a score of 25. It is very likely and has a critical impact as 90% of customers, mainly students, are absent during semester breaks. Second is loss of students customer due to internship. This has a high likelihood and a major impact with a risk score of 16. Around 3,000 to 4,000 students leave for internship last semester, causing a significant drop in Monty sales. Third is rising cost of raw materials. This risk has a possible likelihood and a major impact, scoring 12. Although Monty's work with large suppliers to stabilize prices, market fluctuations can still affect the profit margins. Fourth is limited customer segment. With a score of 12, the risk reflects Monty's dependency on students. Any changes in the student population can directly affect the revenue. And the fifth is competition from nearby cafes. Even though Monty's differentiates its products, the presence of other food outlets still poses a medium level of threat, scoring 9. Next, as for number 6, overstocking perishable items. Rated as unlikely with moderate impact, scoring 6, Monty mainly sells frozen products, but poor inventory control could still result in wastage. Number 7 is inconsistent supply from SME vendors. This also scores 6. In the past, Monty experienced unstable pricing and supply when working with small vendors. Number 8 is business location suitability. Although Monty recently acquired a better location, visibility and accessibility can still affect performance. This risk for 8. Number 9 is food safety or quality inconsistency. Scoring 8, this risk is controlled through SOPs and sourcing from licensed factories. However, any lapse in supplier practices will affect Monty's product safety and brand reputation. Number 10 is theft or shop damage. This is the lowest rank risk at a score of 4. Monty has not experienced theft, but precaution should still be in place. Let's now visualize this risk using a risk matrix. This 5 by 5 grid helps us to plot each risk according to its likelihood and impact. In the top right corner, we have R1, the drop in sales during semester breaks. This is Monty's most critical and likely risk, making it an extreme priority for action. R2, R3, and R4 are classified as a high risk, and they are related to student internships, rising costs, and a limited customer segment. R5, R8, and R9 are medium risk that Monty should monitor closely. Lastly, R6, R7, and R10 are lower risk, such as overstocking and theft, which is currently pose a minimal threat but should not be ignored. This matrix allows Monty to prioritize its risk responses efficiently and allocate resources accordingly. That's all from me. Now I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Now, we will focus on the most important part of our analysis, risk mitigation. Monty's UUM, while unique and promising, faces various risks that can disrupt operations, impact finances, and threaten long-term sustainability. To tackle this risk effectively, we have proposed tailored mitigation strategies for each major concern. R1. Seasonal sales fluctuation. To mitigate this, we recommend diversifying the product offerings to appeal to the local community, not just students. Also, launching promotional campaign during breaks can help retain customer interest and attract new foot traffics. R2. Dependence on student population. To reduce this dependence, Monty's should broaden its target market to include university staff, alumni, and the local community. To participating in campus and local events can also increase visibility and attract more diverse customer segments. R3. Logistical challenges. We propose a phased delivery schedule, organizing deliveries on specific days and times for better efficiency. Additionally, setting up local delivery hubs or partnering with courier services can improve reach without overextending resources. R4. Perishable inventory. To manage this, we suggest implementing strict inventory control using the FIFO method, first in, first out. Also, adjusting the production schedule to bake in smaller, more frequent batches will better match actual demand. R5. No immediate competition. To stay competitive, the team should invest in continuous product innovation and improvement. Regularly monitoring food and market trends will also prepare the business to respond quickly to any new entrants. R6 and R7. Raw material prices and supplier reliability. Our mitigation strategy are build relationships with multiple suppliers to avoid over-dependence on a single source. Negotiate long-term contracts where possible to secure stable pricing and supply continuity. Also, implement supply vetting and have contingency plans in place for emergencies. R8. Limited product range. To refresh interest, introduce a seasonal or limited time offerings based on holidays or trends. Offer bundle deals or customizable meals to add variety and value without overcomplicating operations. R9. Equipment breakdown. To reduce downtime, schedule regular maintenance for all critical equipment. Identify local repair service in advance and keep backup equipment ready for essential operations like baking and chilling. R10. Cash flows issues. We suggest implementing cost-saving measures that don't compromise product quality and building cash reserves as a financial buffer during low-income periods. This ensures the business can still pay rent, staff, and supplies during downturns. In summary, Monty's UUM can successfully manage its major risks through strategic diversification, improved supply chain management, cost controls, and proactive planning. These mitigation steps are not only preventive, they are also enablers that will support Monty's long-term sustainability. Now, we'll present the risk register, a critical tool in our risk management plan for Monty's UUM. Our register is a structured document that identifies, evaluates, and tracks key risks that could impact the business. It includes each risk likelihood, potential impact, severity score, and risk level, along with proposed mitigation strategies. Let's start with the highest priority risks. Those are either high or extreme. First, seasonal sales fluctuation. Likelihood very likely. Impact the critical. Risk score is 35 where it is extreme risk. This occurs during semester breaks when student prices drop drastically. Second, loss of student customer. Score is 16 which is very high risk due to the internship or waiting periods before intakes. The third one, rising raw material costs and limited customer segment. Both score 12, placing them in the high risk category. These risks require immediate and well-monitored mitigation efforts. Next, we have medium risk that still warrant attention. The first competition from nearby cafes, the score is 9. While there is no current competition, new entrants could disrupt the market. Second, food safety or quality issues and business location suitability. Both score 8, meaning these operational and strategic risks could become more severe if ignored. Lastly, we identified several low-level risks that still need monitoring. First, overstocking perishable items and inconsistent SME supply. Both score 6, low but manageable with proper inventory and supply strategies. Second, theft or property damage, score 4, rare but impactful. Even though these are a low level, we are still propose contingency plans to ensure they don't escalate. The risk register allows Monty UM to track evolving risks over time, prioritize resource allocation based on severity, maintain accountability with assigned mitigation risks, and most importantly, take proactive action instead of waiting for problems to arise. This structured approach supports better decision making and long-term resilience.
So now let me share the conclusion of our business analysis. So Monty's UUM face a few key challenges, which is our sales go down during semester break and we depend a lot on student customers. It also hard to deliver products to areas outside the campus and we face risks with perishable items and unreliable supplies. There are also financial and strategic risks, which is, for example, face cash flow problems, price changes in raw materials, and the threat of new competitors in the future. In our daily operations, we may face equipment breakdowns, a limited product range, and poor inventory management. This can affect our service and make customers unhappy. To reduce these risks, we suggest some solution we can offer more types of products, reach out to customers beyond students, improve our supply chain, and use cost saving strategies to stay strong. In summary, Monty's UUM has unique products and very few direct competitors. But to keep the business stable and successful in the long term, we must manage these risks properly and make smart improvements. So that's all from me. Thank you.